In this lesson, we're going to continue talking about orthographic views and multi-view drawings. We're going to talk about AutoCAD's AutoSnap and AutoTrack features, and then we'll continue to add detail to our drawing. I first want to talk about AutoCAD's AutoSnap and AutoTrack features. AutoCAD's AutoSnap and AutoTrack provide visual aids when the object snap options are switched on. The main advantages of AutoSnap and AutoTrack are as follows. First off, we have symbols, which automatically display the object snap type at the object snap location. There are tooltips, which automatically display the object snap types below the cursor. And then there is the magnetic function, which locks the cursor onto a snap point when the cursor is near the point. With object snap tracking, the cursor can track along alignment paths based on other object snap points when specifying points in a command. To use the object snap tracking, one or more object snaps must be switched on. The basic rules of using object snap tracking options are: to track from a running object snap point, pause over the point while in a command. A tracking vector then appears when we move the cursor. To stop tracking, pause over the point again. When multiple running object snaps are on, you can press the Tab key to cycle through available snap options when the object snap aperture box is on an object. To get started, in the status bar area, we want to turn on the AutoTrack AutoSnap option. Now that that is on, we want to select the line command. And I want you to move your cursor near the top right corner of the vertical protrusion in the front view. Notice the AutoSnap automatically locks the cursor to the lower corner and displays the endpoint symbol. If you move the cursor upward, you will notice the object tracking displays a dashed line showing the alignment to the top right corner of the vertical protrusion in the front view. Notice that AutoSnap will also display the intersection point. Go ahead and left click on that place to be the starting point of the line at that intersection. Then I want you to move your cursor back down to that same corner, pause, and then notice the tracking line, and you can go up and grab the intersection with this line. Left click, that creates a line, then we can right click and select enter. That ends the line command. We are going to now add more objects to the top view. We're going to use the offset command to create the two parallel lines. Select offset, enter an offset value of 1, select the bottom line, move above it, then select that line and move above it. We now need to create an angle in the lower right corner of the top view. To do this, we're going to go ahead and turn on our snap toolbar. To do that, we're going to go up to Tools, go to Toolbars, AutoCAD, and go down here to Object Snap. Notice we now have an Object Snap toolbar. We can move it over to the right a little bit. To get started drawing the angled line, go ahead and select the line command. And then in the Object Snap toolbar, I want you to pick Snap From. This single point object snap will override the running object snap. I'm going to go ahead and pick that corner, and in the command prompt area, I'm going to enter at 0, 0.25. You'll notice that the line has started 0.25 units up from where I selected. I'm now going to pick Snap From again. I'm going to go ahead and select that right corner. And then I'm going to do at negative 1.75, 0. Then I will right click, select enter, and that will end the line command. I can repeat this procedure to start the line at the upper end of the top view. So I'm going to go ahead and do line command, Snap From, top right corner. I'm going to do at 0, negative 0.25. Notice it starts there, and then I can use AutoTrack. Right click, enter. I now have the two angled lines. We now need to create the circle that is in the middle of the top view. I'm going to use Snap From option to create that circle. So I'll go up here and select Circle, Center, Diameter. I'm going to do Snap From. I'm going to select this lower right corner, and then I'm going to say at negative 2.25, comma 1.5. Enter. You'll notice that it moves that circle's center point right to where I want it. It's going to ask me for the diameter of the circle. The diameter is 1. I'm going to hit enter, and our circle's in the correct location. I'm now going to use the trim command to trim away the unwanted lines. So I'm going to go to trim, go to cutting edges. It's going to ask me to select the objects that I want to use as cutting edges. I'm going to select all of the internal geometry. Once I've selected all that, I'm going to hit enter, and then I want to trim away the lines that I don't want in the drawing. Once I've selected all the lines that I would like to trim away, I right click and hit enter, and I've completed the trim command. To finish the top view, I'm going to go ahead and use the offset and trim commands to finish it out. So I'll do offset. I'm going to put a value of 0.25 in there, and I want to offset this line off 0.25, enter, and then I want to repeat the offset command, but this time I'm going to do an offset of 0.5, select enter, and offset the top line there and the bottom line in the command. Now I want to use my trim command and trim out the objects that I don't want, the line work that I don't want. Then trim out these corners. Right click, select enter, and I have completed the top view.